And so it's begun. What's up, everybody? This is Chris from Big Brother Roundup here with a little bit of preseason content for you. Now, the past couple days have been a bit crazy with a lot of big announcements, from the big twist of the season to what the new house looks like. I'll be getting into those in the next couple videos. But today, I'm here to talk to you about the Houseguests. Yes, the new Houseguests of the game have arrived. They're in sequester right now. They're probably going to be moving in within the next couple days. But we got to first look at 16 brand new Houseguests. Yes, that's right. No returning alumni, no celebrities, nothing like that. We have 16 fresh faces to grace our screens and put their sanity on the line for some of them. So we'll just have to wait and see what they give us this season. It's going to be an interesting one. So what's good is that CBS gave us a little bit of an intro to each contestant, as well as Big Brother Network and WeLoveBigBrother.com got to go out there and interview each of the house guests before they head into the house. Basically giving us an even more in-depth look into each contestant, which is pretty cool. Now, I haven't gotten to watch them all yet. I'm going to watch them in a little bit, and you guys are going to be seeing my first reactions right off of watching them. Letting you know what I think of them, how well they're going to do, etc., etc. Now, before I do that, I do have a slight rant I need to make. And this has to go a little bit into how the show was casted this year. Say what you will about the other contestants, how they're recruited, audition, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of hard for me to justify certain people coming to house when they have a following. Now, granted, if this was all people we had no idea about, awesome. If this was all Big Brother alumni, okay. But if you're gonna do a mix of house guests, past house guests, and new ones, or give them a relation, like Alyssa from last season being related to Rachel Riley, gives them a bit of an edge if you're going to include audience participation. We saw that last year with the MVP twist, how Alyssa won it year after year after year. Year after year, what am I talking about? Week after week after week. Gaining this power because of her fan base. And not particularly her fan base, but the Brunchel army pretty much gave her everything she needs. Unfortunately, this year we have a little bit more than that. Now, like I said, no one is related to a past house guest this time. Instead, one is related to a celebrity. For those of you who don't know, Ariana Grande is apparently pretty big. I've never heard of her. Apparently she was on Nickelodeon, is like a teen star, sort of a la Justin Bieber. But her brother, Frankie Grande, is going to be on the show, who already has his own following on YouTube and such. Which worries me. Especially with the new Team America twist that Julie Chen announced yesterday. Because of that, that could give Frankie a huge advantage in this game and not give it to anyone else because he has a following. And not just he has a following, his sister has a following. I think I saw 15 million followers. That can be kind of crazy in such a social media game. This is the problem I have with it. If you're going to cast someone that has a following or has an inkling of a following, do not make it audience participation. Do not have America have any say. Maybe give them a say of what the have-nots have to eat, or what something looks like, or a certain punishment someone's going to get. Don't give America power if they're going to have someone that has a following. That's the problem I have with this year's casting. This is going to turn into the whole insanity with Alyssa last year. How she kept on winning stuff, and how the fans would freaking nuts over everything bad to say about her, or when she did something wrong, or when someone said something bad on her, they were blasted out. It's gonna be the same exact thing. I can understand a little bit about it having him on because that'll help bring in some of the newer tween crowd into watching Big Brother. But we don't want them. We don't need them right now, especially with something like this, and especially how crazy Teen Star fans can be. We've seen the chaos of the Biebers out there, so I'm a little nervous about this. So we will see what will happen come this season. Alright, now that I got that off my chest, and again, I'm going to be judging Frankie on what I've seen from his videos. This whole thing about him being related is going to be thrown out the door. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm not going to keep that at all into consideration of how I like him or not like him. We'll see. But that said, let's get into today's videos. Now, there are 16 new house guests, and I know there are probably certain house guests that you want to see my opinion of than others. So, right down here, there will be a bunch of faces. Pretty much all the faces of the different house guests that are going to be competing this year. Basically, all you got to do is just click on one of them, and it'll take you to the section of the video where I talk about that specific house guest. Sort of a DVR type feature. So if you want to just skip through to a certain person, if you want to just skip through and see my thing about Frankie just because of what I just said, go ahead and click his picture and you can go ahead and watch my review of Frankie. Or you could just sit through and suffer through all 16 with me. Alright, let's get to judging like us catty bitches do. Okay, so first up we have Amber. She's 26 from Knoxville, Tennessee, and she is a model. Alright, so when I saw the CBS little intro they do with Jeff, she seems freaking clueless. Like, she had no idea what her strategy really was going to be. Especially since the first thing that came to her mind was an all-girls alliance, which we have never seen work ever. Honestly, girls' alliances do not work at all, as we've seen. Why? Because the girls on the show are catty bitches, and they'll always try to talk behind each other's back, and then all it takes is one hair out of place, and it's gone. Seriously, I've pretty much discounted her at that point just for that. Now, I went on and saw her other interviews, and she was saying that more in the sense of keeping your enemies closer, and maybe having that guy on the outside to be that safety net, pretty much. But not a showmance. No, she said not a showmance. Honestly, if you're going to say you're going to have that one guy that you're going to have your two-person alliance with, it's going to turn into a showmance. Come on. And even if you're trying to keep your enemies closer, that's still going to blow up in your face because you're seeing them as your enemies and as your opponents. You're going to say that one thing to that wrong person, or someone's going to just manipulate you into saying what they want to hear, and it's done, it's over, and you're gone. Now, she also said that she's also a bad liar, which is a big problem in this game. Because you need to lie to everybody. I don't care about your moral judgment, people. You need to lie. You need to manipulate. You need to be able to play these people like freaking pawns. You're not going to win if you can't lie in this game. Honestly, and then I was watching the rest of the interviews and it pretty much bored me. It wasn't really interesting at all. I don't see her going far at all, honestly. Past, maybe she'll make it through a week or two, maybe? But I feel like she's not gonna be that personality. Even in her CBS interview, which is controlled by the producers, where they have the lights, the set, it's gonna be seen by everybody. It still seemed like she was struggling and stumbling. It's going to be really hard to keep that upbeat attitude with her. So, unfortunately, I do not see her going far at all. She'll be lucky if she makes it to jury, but I don't see her winning, and I don't see her getting too far in this game. Next up, we have Brittany. She is from Southern California. She's 29, and she is an event coordinator. Now, doing some event stuff myself, I know the kind of shit she has to put up with when it comes with certain types of people, personalities, people just getting all up in your business. I can understand that. So I definitely see her being able to handle the different personalities in the house. She's just recently getting into the show, which means she doesn't have that much knowledge of the gameplay and different gameplay styles from past seasons, which can be a bit tough for her. Not having that knowledge of what actually is to come and what worked in the past and what doesn't can be a bit tough. There has been so many different players and so many different type of gameplay styles, all of which that worked and all of which didn't. So I really can't really put my finger on how she would do. The good thing is that she said that she may want to be friends with the girls, but not necessarily have a good alliance with them, and definitely have a man in there. And I definitely see this happening. And she even flat out admitted, saying how backstabby and talkative and gossipy girls can be in the house, and why it has discouraged her from actually thinking about having an all-girls alliance, which is something that I really liked. My only thing is with that, she looks like a good player. She also said, just like Amber, that she's not a very good liar, which can, like I said before, can definitely hurt her. But she seems pretty interesting. She'll be one to watch. Can't really know much about her. She says her strategy will be pretty much TLDR. Fly under the radar, make friends, but fly under the radar, but don't be unnoticed. One of the big things about the first couple weeks is that if you're not known in the house, if people don't really know who you are and haven't gotten a chance to know you, you're pretty much out of the house. So she is going to say that she's going to make friends, get to know people, fly under the radar, not have any more power. Then once you get to know people and know who to trust and things like that, then she'll start making those gameplay moves. My biggest fear is that is if she does that too late. It may force her into that floater role of having to float from group to group because, hey, by this time, all these other groups have already been made, and you're just too late. So, yeah, she needs to make those connections very fast in this game, or she's going to be floating along. And as we've seen last season, floating can actually win the game, apparently. Go figure. But she's definitely going to be one to watch. I see her making it to jury, definitely. She definitely seems interesting. She's someone that people are going to be like. She has 3 kids at home and single. Really? I do expect a bunch of tears from her because of that, actually. Because she's going to be missing them so much. That is really tough. I don't know if necessarily showmance is possible for her. She says she's going to avoid it. Anything's possible. But the way she keeps talking about her kids and talking about her family, I do see a mom squad starting to form. But other than that, I don't see her going really too much out there with herself and who she is. But I definitely see her playing this game pretty well. So I definitely see her getting through the jury. I don't know how much further than that. She may actually make it to the end. I don't know. She's definitely going to be one to watch. Jury's still out on her when it comes to me, when it comes to at least the first few weeks. And I'll probably give a second impressions on her later down the road. So keep an eye out for that. But I think she's definitely one to watch. She's definitely on my list of people that could do pretty well. Alright, next up we have is Caleb from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. He's 26 and he's a hunting guide. Sensing a bit of Duck Dynasty type person here, I guess. Just without the beard. That's saved for actually somebody else in the show. He seems pretty interesting. Definitely an athletic looking guy. definitely someone to look out for in terms of a physical threat when we do have physical missions. Competitions. But as we know, physicality can go either way. We've seen a lot of people get the target on their back pretty fast from just looking physical, like a physical threat. Actually, if you look at the guys that were near the end of last season, none of them were really physically fit. Those who looked like they can really, really go at it, go home pretty freaking fast. So I really don't know. He seems like a good manipulator. He actually has an idea that pretty much is interesting. Usually people want to either float by, let other people make their problems, or they want to take control of themselves. He actually analyzed a pretty good idea. He compared it to a hook and a bobber for fishing, where even though the bobber has a great influence on the hook catching the fish would be more upset at the hook, causing him pain and damage and probably killing him, than the bobber that's pretty much yanking it around. Basically, he's looking to manipulate somebody to do his dirty work, let them get the blood on their hands, and them get in trouble while he sits back and be like, oh, whatever. He may get a little bit of blood splatter on him, but it won't be the blood on the hands. Which is a pretty interesting. People will still see him as a threat a little bit, but the idea of having this smoke screen of someone who is pissing somebody off even more, can be a pretty good strategy. Get the heat off of yourself, even though you're the one that's pretty much making the decision. So we'll see how he goes. Again, he seems like a physical threat, which kind of does not work well in his favor, but he looks like he has a good head on his shoulders and looks like he can do a pretty good job. I kind of like him. I can see him going pretty far in this game. So we'll just have to wait and see. If he makes it to the final 3, he can definitely win it if he can get that HOH. The problem is with this whole bobber strategy is whether or not he's going to make too many enemies. Keep in mind, it is a jury of your peers that are going to be judging you, or jury of people you got out of the house judging you in the end. Hopefully he can use this strategy, and yes, this just kicked my head. If you didn't see the pink on my head, the light bulb right here, of him knowing who he's going to take to the final 2, and basically making him look like the bad guy to the jury members. You know what? He may have a good idea here. I can see him going pretty far and possibly doing very well, if not winning the whole thing. Again, he's on my short list of guys, of people, Houseguests I want to keep an eye on. I think he has a pretty good strategy, and he looks like he can do pretty good stuff. So we'll just have to wait and see. Just hoping that the whole Duck Dynasty personality of hunting and shooting doesn't come and bite himself in the ass. I mean, we saw it last year with Aaron, if you know what I mean. Fingers crossed. Next up, we have Christine. She's 23, a barista from Tucson, Arizona. Okay, first thing when I saw her and actually heard her talk about how she likes Big Brother and all that stuff, all I can say is Ian and Andy in female form. Really, she really is. She's a super fan. She is very out there and weird, and looks like she's like pretty much straight off of Big Bang Theory. Seriously, she looks like she belongs on that show instead of a reality show. She says she's seen every single episode since the first season, first episode, which is pretty freaking awesome. This means that it's someone who actually cares about her game. In fact, she even said that she cares more about the title of the winner than the money itself. He said, the money is pretty nice, but I want to be known as the winner. Which is pretty cool. She seems quirky and fun, and I think she's going to be very entertaining to watch. And her ideas on strategy is, again, she understands that when you get in the house, things may change depending on who's in there. She had an idea of getting like 2 different final 2s together and basically hopping between the 2 with ever who needs help, seeing how long that gets us. Not really any big alliances. This could get her into trouble, and she may get pinned as a floater, even though she says that's her biggest fear. But you know what? Everyone says that being a floater is their biggest fear, and it always happens to some poor person. So it may happen to her, and unfortunately, floaters and pawns always go home. They always don't win, except for this last season. What the hell? Anyway, I think that if she can avoid the floater pawn category and she can really keep her head, I think she can do really, really well in this season. In fact, I think she can make it very close to the finale, if not make it to the end. My biggest fear is that she's a bit kooky. I'll put it that way. Like I said, she looks like she's straight off of The Big Bang Theory, which can be a bit annoying to some people. She will just need to keep it down and just have fun when she can and let her personality out when she can, but not completely be all the time. Because that's gonna hurt her in the end, unfortunately, because people are gonna just think she's annoying and she's gonna be out on her ass so fast. So it's a 50-50 shot. It depends on how she portrays her personality in the game from the start. Is she gonna be this fun-loving, crazy, kooky girl, or is she gonna tone it down and let it come out in like doses? Like most people like annoying people. So I can think of in doses, just not all at once. We'll have to wait and see on that. Again, I think she may be a pretty good player. It seems like there's been a trend of superfans and people who really understand the game making it far to the end, even to even winning. We've seen Andy, we've seen Ian. She may be the female version of that. So I have high hope. I have high hopes for her. I just hope she doesn't screw it up with her personality and people pretty much not enjoying her bouncy, ever-go-lucky attitude. We'll see. Next up is Cody from Howell, New Jersey. He's a salesperson and he is 23, and I don't like him. Nope. There's a lot here, but not much up here. Let me put it that way. Sure, I guess he's hot. I guess some of you guys are gonna like that, but other than that, I mean, the interview was kind of boring. Lots of awkward pauses. For someone who says he's an outgoing personality and how awesome he's gonna be in the house and how people are gonna like him, he was pretty boring. Like honestly, these are people. I don't think that he understands that this isn't some interview that's gonna happen after the season. It's gonna be shown to us now. If you're gonna say you're an outgoing personality, say be high, be happy, show your outgoing personality. Don't just sit there and be like, yep, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I like. No, you don't do that. You show us what we want to see. He is definitely gonna be a physical threat. I'll put it that way, and that's gonna just be his downfall. Unlike with Caleb, who I said was a physical threat, physical threat is going to look bad on you, but at the same time, for him, the fact that he's just gonna be so quiet and just sitting in the corner, it's gonna paint an even bigger target. I don't see him making I don't even see him making jury, to be honest with you. Maybe if he can get some girls on his side because he's, sexy, whatever, maybe he'll be able to swing their vote and get them over, but, catty bitches, again, like I say, girls are unpredictable, and you know what, you don't want to show me your way into the finals, because it's not gonna freaking work. It's not gonna work, okay? Yeah, honestly, I was bored to freaking tears during his interview, and I don't think he's gonna make it past even two jury. Actually, if he does make it, it'll be surprising, but he's not gonna make far at that far. He'll really like. He says that his favorite thing is competitions. Yeah, competitions. I don't. No, 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 no. Not on my list. He's not gonna make it far, and unless he surprises me, and unless he was just nervous or something, I don't know. But this is first impressions. So on this first impression that I see him right now, I'm saying a big fat no to him making it further than jury. Okay. All right. Next up, we have Derek from Providence, Rhode Island. He's actually police. He's a police officer. And I forgot his age. Hold on a second. He is 30. 30. Oldest one so far. Not the oldest on the cast, but the oldest one so far. We may actually see the first time that we've seen back-to-back cop winners from Survivor into Big Brother. The reason I'm saying that is, yes, he is a cop. He's done undercover work. They're trained to be manipulative. They're trained to do this kind of stuff. And they're trained to also keep the fact that they're a cop a secret. He may not. It's really hard to say right now with him because that's all I really know about him. He seems interesting. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He definitely looks strong physically. He may become a threat because of that. But other than that, he does seem like a possible winner. He may actually end up being my pick for a winner. Again, I'm going to wait for my second impressions after the first week to really call that. That said, he is a cop. He used to be an undercover cop. He's trained to do this stuff. He's known to be manipulative. He'll also keep his mouth shut about certain things. So I definitely see him going very far in this game, and yes, I even see him making it to the finale and even winning. Now, my thing is the morality issue. Here's the thing. In Survivor, even if your moral code is broken by what you did, you can still win because people understand that you manipulated them to hell to win. With Big Brother, you don't really see that too much. People have grudges. People have big grudges. And as much as we tell them not to hold these grudges against each other, they still freaking do. So Derek's not going to only have to be manipulative and be undercover and try to keep his head out of business, but he needs to make sure that when he does make moves, it gets put on somebody else. Because if he makes too many enemies from his manipulation, it's going to come and bite him in the ass. That said, I have very high hopes for him. I'm really rooting for him. He's probably one of my picks for the finale. So, there's that. Alright, next up we have Devin. He's from San Antonio, Texas. He's 26, and he's a Harley-Davidson dealer and also a former professional baseball player. This guy is physical. Now, I was talking about Caleb and Cody before and how physically fit they look. This guy has been flaunting it. And I wouldn't say in the sense of, oh, look at these, look, I'm so strong, type of flaunting. In more of the sense of, oh, I hope I don't get put down because I am strong. I hope I don't get judged because I look so buff. You're doing the same freaking thing, dude. He's gonna walk into that house and look so intimidating at first. Then they're gonna see the smile on his face and see how freaking charming he is. But after that, they're gonna... Dude. He needs to make friends fast, basically. If he's gonna survive in this game, he needs to make a friend fast. He needs to make sure that he has an alliance that's going to have his freaking back, because people are going to be gunning him real quick. He said he's a competition dominator. And unfortunately, he even said he'll even go for that first HOH, which is not something you do. I don't care about your moral code. I don't care that you want to be honest and nice. It's not going to work. If you're a competitor, yes, you can throw a couple competitions. He actually said that it may be a problem. He may not be physically possible for him to throw a competition. And I can kind of see that. If you look at this guy, it looks like if he throws a competition, it's total bull. You'll know he's throwing the competition. He's going to need someone to carry him in order to make it towards even the jury. Again, I go with this again. The physical fit guys are usually picked off near the beginning. They barely make it even into the jury, if at all. I really don't see him going far, unfortunately. Again, because of his physicality and how strong he looks and how intimidating he looks. Sorry, dude. You're not going to make it. Next up, we have Donnie from Albemarle, North Carolina. He's 42. He's the oldest on the season this year. And he's a school's groundskeeper. And he looks like he's walked onto the set of the wrong show. Not saying that it's a bad thing. He just looks like he's more fit for Duck Dynasty than Big Brother. And more than Caleb. Caleb's talking about shooting and hunting. Well, this guy looks the part, including the gigantic freaking beard and the camo and hat and all that stuff. And yet, I think he's actually going to do pretty well. It's kind of shocking. You see, he's older. And usually people keep the older people around because they're not really physical threats. And they're usually the nicest guys. And I can definitely see that showing from Donnie's personality. He definitely looks like he's going to make a bunch of friends. He's going to be definitely known. And I think he's going to do pretty well. I don't think he's going to make it to the finale, though, unfortunately. I see him definitely making it to jury. But we'll just have to wait and see how he does and how well he is with manipulating. Didn't really get much of that. He doesn't really look like he's a good liar or anything like that. But it looks like he is here to play the game and have a good time. And I think that friendship and that social game can probably get him far. Unfortunately, I see him possibly turning into a floater, unfortunately. But I see that happening later in the game. I definitely see him getting to jury. He's definitely going to be memorable. He's definitely going to be someone people are going to... They're going to look at the season and be like, that was Donnie. But unfortunately, I don't see him winning unless, again, something surprises me. So, yep, I'm going to say yes to jury for Donnie, but not much further to the finale. But you never know. Up next is Frankie from New York, New York. He is 31, and he's a YouTube personality, an actor, and Ariana Grande's brother. I wanted to turn off the interview as soon as it started. He is too much. He really is. His personality is just out there, and it's just like, oh, God. He's out there. He really is. He's very out there. He's very flamboyant. And he's saying he wants to try to rein it in, but he needs to change that outfit before he does that. Because that is loud and it's gonna come. It's basically gonna, Here's the thing. He has the potential to make it far. I will say that. As much as I don't like him already, he's gonna make it far. And here's the reason why. It has nothing to do with his fan base. Again, I'm going back to my rant earlier. I am judging him based off of this video, not his fan base, not the influence he's getting from outside the house, probably from his sister or his own fan base. I think he's going to go far because I feel like people are going to mistake his outgoing personality to not having a strategy. You see, people can surprisingly, as much as we hate someone and tell us, please get them out of the house, please get them out of the house, please get them out of the house, because we hate them so much, listen, it's better to keep them because even though they're annoying, they're not a threat. Frankie is a non-threat. He's not he's not even someone to worry about. He's going to be a pawn. He's going to be used to make his way. Again, he may use that to his advantage later on and end up flipping the script on everybody and actually being a power player out of nowhere. But he doesn't look like he's really going to do it. Now, that said, we have seen from Big Brother Canada that people with this kind of personality can do very well. Then again, the last person to do that had to get voted back into the house after he was evicted right before jury. So, maybe? I mean, we do have Team America, so that may be something that happened. Someone who was evicted can get voted back in, and he may get back in. But you know what? It really depends on how much people in this house's tolerance is with personality over game. If they're going to go for the game, they're going to keep him around for a while until they don't need him anymore. If they go more on personality, he can be out very, very quick. Again, I don't like him. I think he's just really annoying. That's all I gotta say. But I do see him going far in this game if he can tone back his personality and if these people can stand his personality for as long as humanly possible. We'll just have to wait and basically we will have to wait and see on this one. Basically the first week we will know how people can take Frankie. Here's the thing. He's planning on keeping his relationship with Ariana Grande a secret. Remember how I mentioned the whole Mom Squad thing about with Brittany? You see, Brittany has 3 children. Now, I don't really know their ages. But if they know Ariana Grande, they may know Frankie. If her kids know who Frankie is, she probably knows who Frankie is. And that cover can be blown pretty fast. So if he is able to keep it a secret, he will just be that annoying guy out in the house that really take it or leave it. But if they find out that he is related to Ariana Grande, he can be in a lot of trouble. He will need to play really hard because that puts a gigantic target on his back. He said, yeah, he's a struggling person in New York. But people are not going to know that. People are going to think, oh, you're related to this famous person. Gone. You don't need the money. So it really depends on if he can keep that a secret and if he can rein in his personality. And if he can't rein in his personality, how well people can actually stand him. I'm going to judge saying that he's going to make it to jury, not to the finale. Alright, up next we have Hayden from Long Beach, California. He's 21 and he is a pedicab driver. Okay, this is Hayden Voss, not Hayden Moss from Big Brother 12. Hayden Voss. He's completely new. And I don't think he's going to last long at all. Okay, maybe he will. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. He doesn't seem like it feels like a vacation to him. It feels like he's here to vacation with fun. He's a surfer type dude. It really depends on if he has his head straight. We saw very quickly with David last year of how quick he went out, and he was very that surfer dude type guy. And then we also see he even mentioned Frank from the season before, in season 14, who was the biggest freaking target of the season. Look, here's the thing. I have no words. I really don't. He's forgettable, honestly. Except for his long hair, he's pretty forgettable. So, unfortunately, I think people are going to forget about him. Unfortunately, in the first few weeks, if people don't really know who you are, yeah, you're not staying. Fortunately, I don't care for him. I don't really see him going far at all. I'm sorry. Just, he doesn't seem like he has a strategy. He doesn't even seem like he has a strategy, really. He just is. He is. He is who he is. He's Mr. Party. I'm going to vacation. I'm going to hang out in the sun. I don't have to work. I don't have to work out all the time. From grabbing my pedicabs, I get to be lazy. Again, unless there's something he has up his sleeve that he hasn't told us yet. No, I don't see him going far at all. He's pretty forgettable. Unless he makes a lot of friends in the house, he may make it to jury just barely, but I don't really see it, fortunately. Sorry. Next up, we have Jocasta. She is from Lovejoy, Georgia. She is 33, and she is a minister, which was the biggest fear of mine as soon as we started this. Because when you think of it, the whole religious type, they have the whole morality code, and they're gonna basically fall flat on their face because of their morals. Guess what Jocasta's not doing? Yes! She actually said that she is in it for the money. She doesn't care if America hates her. She wants to win. I guess it's the feeling that God understands what she's doing. God understands it's a game. God understands it's just for play. It's not for really hurtful reasons. So I guess she's actually gonna play the game. And she looks so much fun, so outgoing. She's gonna be a big personality in the house. I can definitely see that. And I really think she has a good head on her shoulders. Now, she also mentioned the whole idea of an all-girls alliance, which, but she did say that she understands it doesn't always work. That is her ideal. She knows it's probably not going to happen. At least she's hopeful. I think she has a good head on her shoulders. She does look strong. She does look like she can do some good stuff. And the fact that she's not going to let her morals and her religion get in the way of her winning this game makes me very excited for her. I think she's gonna do well. Again, I think she actually may make it to the finals. I'm actually gonna pin her down for my finals for me. I think she does really, really, really good. That was my biggest thing, is that when I saw her say that she doesn't care what America thinks of her, she just wants to win, even being a minister. Hell yeah, girl, go for it. She looks like fun, big personality. People are going to remember her. And I think America's going to like her too. I think that, besides the Frankie vote, I think people are going to really like Jocasta. So, here's to you. I think she and Derek, again, I'm still watching the rest of them. She and Derek are definitely in my high up there for my final 3, I guess I could say. Final 2 even. Next up we have is Joey. She is 27. She is from Seattle, Washington, and she's a hairstylist, makeup artist, and she seems like a lot of fun. She definitely has a big personality, definitely like one of those out there type people. I kind of worry about her because she's a lady lover. No, I don't mean lesbian. She just gets along with ladies a lot. That may come to bite her hard. I don't care that you're not catty. And after seeing some of the girls that are on the show, the rest of them are. So, unfortunately, she's going to have to make friends with the boys, too. Because the catty ladies are going to bite you in the ass. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard for her if she keeps up the whole lady alliance, lady. What is up with all the whole, I really, really want a lady alliance type people? It's not gonna work. But I like her. I really do like her. I want to like her. She seems like so much fun. I want her to win. Jury, maybe. Possibly. Actually, you know what? I think she will make it to jury. I think she has a strong enough personality where if she does make the wrong move and stays with the girls, and the girls are too catty, and they get picked off one by one, they may like her more because of her personality, and that she isn't just a catty bitch. But she's going to be outnumbered, and it may be too late for her. I see her making it to jury. I don't see her winning. Again, we'll just have to wait and see what comes up. I mean, she may surprise... Again, a lot of these people may surprise us. She may surprise us and end up turning on the ladies. Actually, she may make that... Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. A lot of the girls are putting on this whole... I want this ladies alliance. I want this female alliance, all alliance stuff. And she agrees with that too. But she's so different. she feels different than a lot of the catty ladies are. I definitely see her and possibly Christine pairing off and going off on their own if things start to go south with the ladies. So if she makes the right friendships, if she makes the right alliances and the right deals, she can go pretty far. I just hope she doesn't get really too into deep with the girls, because that's gonna bite her in the ass. I can see it right now. Next up is Nicole from Albany, Michigan. She is 21 and she is a nursing student. She seems very interesting. She just seemed very nervous during the interviews. I will say that, so I'm really not sure if we got to see her old personality. She's another geek with glasses. More glasses on women, and she's not really Big Bang Theory type, like Christine was. But she is she's very cute. And she's bubbly, and she seems like she's going to be a lot of fun. She's a super fan, from as much as she got to actually watch the show, being that she is young, which also means she may have a little bit of trouble. That's my biggest fault for her. She says that she doesn't get really along with the women too much, mainly because they don't seem to like her, so I don't know really what is it that they don't like about her. We'll probably see that, which is a good thing, because I can definitely see, like, her, Christine, and Jocasta. Actually, I can actually see the. Now that I think of it, I can actually see the women's alliance that may actually work. Christine, Jocasta, Joey, and now Nicole. The four of them are different type of girls in the house than the other four other girls in the house. We may actually see our first actually decent women's alliance. This is interesting. They're going to have to carry Nicole a little bit, only because she seems a little weird on her strategies in the house. She wants to win that first HOH, which at first I really never suggest. But with her, if she can pull it off, I still don't think people are going to think she's a threat, because she's so tiny and doesn't seem like a threat. It may be people, actually, if she wins, she may out the people who were throwing the competition. That could be interesting. She seems very interesting. I think she can go far. Actually, I really think she can go far. I just hope her personality comes out a little bit more. She's not this nervous and closed off, because that can bite her really early in the game. But I really hope that if she shows more of her personality and she's out there and making friends, I think that she will go far in this game. I actually think she may actually make it to the finals. So, good luck, Nicole. I'm rooting for you. Next up is Paula from Astoria, New York. She is 27, and she's a DJ. This is the first time we've seen a girl like this. She says she wants to try to challenge herself by being friendlier with women, in terms of actually being friends with women, because she has a lot more male friends in a male-dominated field. Wrong show to do that on. I feel like she is probably going to explode. I just get this strange feeling from her that it's not going to work for her, really, in terms of getting along with the women. And she also wants to do the Women's Alliance. I see her in the four women that are not going to work. Or not. Yeah, exactly. So, unfortunately, I don't see much coming out from her. I unfortunately think I see her going home pretty soon, probably right before jury happens. Unless, she makes good friends. That's the big thing, is a lot of people I'm saying that I think they're going to go home before jury. Anything could change if they just make good friends and make good choices. No showmances, but make good choices on who they actually pick. Again, with the twist, anything can happen. Actually, I'm thinking without the twist. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, she doesn't seem to be all there in terms of strategy and in terms of where her head's at. So I don't really know if she's going to be okay in this situation. I really don't think she's going to do too well. She does have a following on Twitter from her job as a DJ. Not that to rival Frankie, but decent enough where it could get her some influence outside of the house. So we'll see about that. But I really don't see her getting too far, unfortunately. She doesn't really seem like that influential in the house or even making the right moves. So, again, we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, we have Victoria. She is from Western Florida. She's 22 and she's a photographer. And she's running for my most hated house guest next to Frankie. Seriously, I could not stand her freaking interview. No. She's gonna be a mean girl. She's gonna be dumb. She's gonna be in that sense of people. She may last long because she's pretty. She may last long because she doesn't seem like a threat because she's so dumb and annoying. But she's not going to win. She is nowhere even close to going to win. No. Again, on my downside, unfortunately. Again, she may make it to jury if people like her enough. Girls may take her if they need women, but no. I don't like her. I don't. She just seems dumb. Dumb. I have no words. I was like, the entire time, no. Yeah, that's it. And then finally there's Zach from Palm Beach, Florida. He's 23 and unemployed, recent grad. And he's probably going to be my favorite house guest of this season. Like, he is such an asshole. Like, he's such a jerk, overconfident, dick, gives no fucks, and it is fantastic. He looks like so much fun. It's obvious he's putting on a character during his CBS interview, which is what we're looking for. If you play too much of your... That's the reason you get hired onto this show, is being that character. And see, it feels like he's going to stick to that character the entire game, which is going to be good, especially when it breaks down, and, that'll be fun to watch. He looks like he's going to be so much fun. Some people are going to love him, some people are going to hate his guts. And I think he's going to be one that people are going to remember, and people are going to talk about for seasons to come. He's not going to win. There is no way. Because I feel like the people that hate him are going to outweigh the people that like him. He seems like he could be a social threat, which is what people are going to see in this house. So unless he wins those HOH and the vetoes and such like that, he can be out pretty quickly, or he can last pretty long, but he's not going to win. I could see him getting midway through jury, maybe right near the end, but not quite just make it. That's what I think. He's a fantastic guy. He seems like so much fun. He's definitely going to be one that I'm going to love watching on the show, but there is no way in hell he's going to win. Well, that's it, folks. 16 new houseguests will be moving into the house actually this weekend. We are actually going to be seeing on Wednesday and Thursday, and basically what's been happening the past week or two, in fact. So we'll be playing a lot of catch up. The live feeds turn on Thursday night after the live show. And remember, it's going to be a 2-night move-in, which, how that's exactly going to work, I don't know. We'll be covering more news as it develops the rest of the week up into the premiere. I'm sure more things are going to come out about the show and how they're going to work, especially with this big twist with the 2 HOHs and the 4 nominees, with Team America, with this new Battle of the Block. We'll see what happens over this next few weeks and how that's going to change the dynamic, especially with how these house guests are going to be put in. But what do you think? Who is your favorite house guest? Who's your least favorite? Who do you think is going to win? And who do you think is going to be one of first out? Remember, basically what I was saying is that just because I love a Houseguest does not mean I think they're going to win. At the same time, I may hate someone's guts, and they're probably going to take home the entire prize. Just keep that in mind. But who do you like? Just comment below and let me know what you think. And of course, make sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr for all updates on the show. And make sure to subscribe so you can get more of these videos. Coming up soon will be my analysis of the twist as well as the new house. These should be coming up tomorrow because right now I gotta edit this, get it ready to go online, do all the fancy little things, and get to freaking bed. I gotta work in the morning. So I'll see you guys next time right here where I'll probably be talking about the twist because there's a lot of things I need to talk about, a lot of speculation with that. But until then, have a great night and I'll see you later.